Welcome back, guys. Proto Bro here, infamous brother to Mega Bro, and we're continuing with our invasion of Shanxi. It is now December 1937. Unfortunately, we are not as far along as I had hoped. So hopefully we can continue the onslaught and finally wrap this up so we can move on to bigger and better things. As you can see here, we are almost complete in terms of the envelopment. So now that we've pushed through here at the northern part and we're across the river, I think we're going to see a lot of progress being made on the invasion here in the middle part. So. Alright, so it looks like I got a few more reinforcements here, so let's get the generals applied there so we can start rebuilding the divisional organization. And again, like, you should never be relying on militia as your like frontline units. I typically only use them to help supplement an attack by like an actual light infantry division or normal infantry division or whatever, and then I just kind of use them to hold the line, so to speak. Kind of fill in some of those holes, usually with river crossings or something like that. Doing pretty good with tech. Still need to spend a lot more time, I think, on my Air Force and probably start focusing on my Navy here shortly. It's actually got a good number of units there. So I'm feeling pretty confident with how things are going down at Shanxi. I already have a pretty good number of divisions down there, so I think I'm going to start shifting some guys back for my invasion of the coast. Although I guess I could, well, I mean, I'm already moving them, but I could have probably just stuck them in that port that I just conquered. Again, my objective here, or rather my strategy, is to constantly be bouncing around, taking advantage of superiority of the sea, so that the Chinese can't fix a defensive position and then dig in, and then really use their superior numbers to slow me down. So hopefully now he's begun to, if not fully, shifted up all his units to the north. And now what I'm going to do shortly is then shift the front to the coast, thereby forcing him to once again pull his troops out of the north, bounce back down to the coast, and just constantly putting him in a position where he's responding, reacting, rather than being able to entrench himself and set up a nice little perimeter or defensive line. I mean, we're looking good here. Going green there in that northern attack. And again, like the one attack where we got red, I'm not all that concerned about that. That's more or less just putting some pressure on them so that once I finally envelop, I can then just slam them all at one time. See, like, this is what I mean, like the aircraft. Like I barely use my air fleet, and the organization goes down really fast. So we're gonna have to train that up because that's gonna be pretty critical when we fight the allies. Give you a nice little zoomed in view here. I don't particularly like this view. I feel like it's kind of a little convoluted and hard to tell who's what and what's doing what, but it's kind of cool to zoom in from time to time, give a little bit of a change instead of having to look at counters all the time. What to research next? Let's see here. Sure, looks good. The artillery tech's good to have. Now the espionage focus is ready. Let's go. Probably want to... Yeah, see, so... I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Our head of state is control click, but the fascists are the most popular right now. So I don't know if I want to do... political spying to increase our... I don't know. I mean, I think it's okay. I mean, control click or the fascists. That I think are probably good. Let's do reduce our threat levels, just because again, the long-term goal here is to make sure the Americans don't get pissed off with us and declare war on us. So, let's go with. Do I want to do fleet? Or army? Balance? Yeah, let's go with balance. I mean, because we're still... I may still need a fair number of army divisions to take on the Chinese, so... No, we don't want to scorch Earth. That's ridiculous. Thing is, navies take forever to build, especially carriers. So I think definitely next year we're going to switch over and start focusing very heavily on our navy. Do we want the Chinese defects? I'm just reading this right now. It's the first pop-up I've seen of this. Local soldiers and recruiting local people to be responsible for the occupied areas. Yeah, sure, why not? Sounds good. Yeah, let's do it. Alright. Yay! Here's this nice little zoomed in with the topography. These horses are running really fast nowhere. They're galloping, but they're not going anywhere. Ah, interesting. Alright. They've annexed Austria. Or as the Germans would like to see it, liberated Austria. And reunited their brother in arms with the mother country. We're about to fully envelop their capital. Finally. It's freaking ridiculous how long it's taken us to conquer Shanxi. I like to think I did a good job, but I don't think it should have taken me, what, 8 months to take out this pathetic country? I don't know. It's always hard to gauge like how well you're doing, because the fact that this is black ice and it makes everything more difficult. Yeah, let's just go that one. Alright, I don't need these. I mean, this increases movement speed, but I've been neglecting my navy, so I figured I'd tech some of that up. What? That's super early. Wow. Well, early compared to historical times, but I mean, it's only early 38. I want to say this normally fires, what, mid 38? Because I don't think the Treaty of Munich was until, what, early 39, mid 39, something like that. Let's go check out what's going on over here. Alright, so there you go. There's Alright, so it looks like, I believe Austria was here, along the river here. So he got this part here. And then see all these forts here? This is what they just got through the Treaty of Munich. So as you can see, it's pretty problematic for Czechoslovakia because now they lost all their fortifications. Their capital's right there. And so now, like, their layer of defense, they're kind of got eroded. I know when I play as Germany, if I ever had to invade Czechoslovakia, I'd go right through here, cut it in half, and then push in. But nice, got a carrier. That's one thing is naval take forever to build, so if you're going to start building naval, you'd want to start early. I know I probably already said that previously, but it's worth repeating multiple times. And I say that because it's very easy to forget and push down the line your naval builds because you feel like you have other priorities, but before you know it, you need those naval craft, and because you kept pushing them down in your queue, they've got a substantial amount of time before they're ready. So just kind of bear that in mind. I'm gonna wait to hit the coast until after I annex this guy. So you don't know what these are. These are battlefield leaders. So you put these in your divisions, and they drastically improve their combat efficiency. Yeah, they're actually very, very beneficial. You stick them in a division that you want to use to invade an urban area, for example, or punch a hole in the enemy line. Take one of those battle group commanders, or I think it's group. I don't know if they're called battlefield commanders or battle group, but battlefield commanders, stick them in your division, and they make a huge difference in the battles. So you'll kind of see like what I try and do is if I'm hitting like 3 different areas, so 3 different prongs of attack, I'll try to have a battlefield commander in each one of those prongs. Finally! Jesus! Major victory. So we must have, yep, there we go. We've enveloped them. About time. And notice how our attack on the capital went drastically up already. The probability of victory is now at 70%. So now we're going to hit him from all sides and we should take him out here pretty quick. It's about time. And once he falls there, then he'll probably capitulate, I imagine. At which time we will then shift our attack on Communist China and knock them out, which I'm hoping is pretty quick. It depends, because they have a lot of mountainous terrain, and they also have those rivers right there that make it a little more difficult to get over. So if we can, I think if we can shift the attack on him really fast, because it doesn't look like he has a whole lot there right now, then we could probably take him out quick. And if we do that, then one, we don't have to worry about all those little communist Chinese events being fired. But also, the Chinese will once again lose another ally. Of which, for such a small country, the communist Chinese actually have a good number of divisions. But then they'll join our side. So many units. Totally ready to just like chuck them into the coast. I mean, I can do it right now. I've got the troops. But my goal is as soon as I land there, I don't want to have to stop. I want to be able to just keep on pushing. So I want to make sure I have a sufficient number of divisions to be able to do that. My goal is not just to land there, but to keep on pushing inland. So, I mean, you can tell, like with China, I mean, it doesn't take much to create a huge front. Yeah, one of the things you do too is you can dictate, hey, as far as the countries I'm in, this is the kind of government we want to have established, and it'll increase or decrease the amount of resources you get from that country, as well as the level of resistance that you receive. So if you have the most favorable form of government, then, so I'm just doing this here to make sure that when I fire the puppet rather than the actual conquest. So if you have it set up on the most favorable form of government, then you don't get hardly any resources from it, but you also have fewer rebellions and revolts. And then on the flip side, if you have the most oppressive form of occupational government, then you'll get a boatload of resources, theoretically, depending on who it is you're occupying, but you'll also have a lot of revolts. So that's kind of how it's measured. Yeah, sure. Navy, okay, cool. That's good. I think that's more of just a roleplay thing. I don't think it really adds like a bonus to your navies, but it's just, you know, something to kind of add a little bit of flavor to the game. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. Right there. Alright guys, I'm going to take a quick break. Next video, we'll take out Communist China. Please feel free to watch, comment, like, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Thanks.